Capcom presents.
How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. We are finally finishing off the Gamerverse Marvel vs. Capcom wave by Marvel Legends Hasbro. Been waiting on this pack. It was a Walmart exclusive, but it went up on Big Bad Toy Store and I pre-ordered it. Today we have the Omega Red versus War Machine 2-pack to round off that complete set. I'm going to do an overview on that wave at some point, but right now we're going to focus on this. So with all that being said, let's take a close look at the box and look at these bad boys open. Taking a look at the front of the box, we're used to this look by now. Marvel Gamerverse, Marvel Legends series, War Machine versus Omega Red, and they're both in there, obviously. On this side, we've got some artwork of Omega Red. On the other side, artwork of War Machine. Back, we get the two figures fighting each other and the other figures in the wave. Silver Samurai, Thanos, Wolverine, and Psylocke, they're listed in the health bar area. Top of the box, bottom of the box, and with all that being said, choose your player. Alright, so we finally have the last of the Marvel vs. Capcom Gamerverse line, at least hopefully the first wave. I hope there's more. And these two figures are reuse, but there's a lot of new stuff, there's improvements. They both feel a lot better than the other figures. Well, War Machine, it's pretty close, but the Omega Red definitely handles better, and that's just with a couple of tweaks as far as like some new sculpt and all that stuff. But as you can see, they look fantastic next to each other. Omega Red is of course the larger of the two, and sculpt is all there. We've got, you know, the outfit, the reds, the silvers, the whites. I'm not seeing any paint errors on there. Of course, War Machine has some new additions on the sculpt, like I said, but he looks nice and imposing. And that is not the sprite you see in the game. That is like the opening sprite and the selection sprite or something. I don't know. But, you know, he's wearing a kind of modular in the silver and blue in the game, like Iron Man is. So I don't know why they went with this look instead of that one again, but you know, it's cool. I can probably pick that other one for pretty cheap if I wanted to. But I think that these are good. Like, I was hesitant to get these. I got these last. A, they're a Walmart exclusive. They were. And B, I had them and I wasn't like, oh, I need these guys for my shelf. But having all the other Gamerverse figures and then seeing these up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, I was like, you know what? I may as well. And I fortunately was able to pick them up at the time, so that worked out well. But the arms on Omega Red are new. I know there's a color problem with War Machine's legs. They should be all like in the dark black or dark gray, whatever it is. But War Machine has actually a lot more new than you would think. Not War Machine, Omega, both of them do. We'll get to the comparisons, but War Machine essentially has pretty much a new torso, new upper torso, reuse of the arms, and I believe the helmet may even be new. We'll take a close look in comparison. And then Omega Red has new shoulder pads, new knee pads, a new head sculpt, and new pinless arms. So there are some updates, improvements on the figures, and I think they look really good. That's the thing about the Gamerverse line. It's all looked really good, and it's all been pretty fun. So I was like, I may as well just round out the waves. So here we are with the last two stragglers of the group. Checking out their height, Omega Red is obviously the taller of the two, but he stands at about 7 1/4, and War Machine stands at about 6 3/4. Going over the articulation, I guess we'll start with Omega Red here. The head comes forward, not a whole lot, back, not a whole lot. Not much side movement. Shoulders come up about 90 degrees. We do have a butterfly joint, pinless double elbows, which come in pretty far, not too far, but we do have an ab crunch, and the sculpt of this stuff gets in the way a little bit, but not too much, at least as far as forward, backward. There's not much movement there. We get a waist cut, legs come up to the side, not really back. We do get almost butt kicking action. He can't quite hit his own butt. Thigh cut, no boot cut, but we get rockers and all that stuff. And then, of course, we get pegs on the wrists. So mostly reuse with new overlays like the shoulder pad part and the shin guards and all that stuff. But he poses up really well. He's a big beefy boy. I'm pretty sure this was the same body. Well, they've changed it since then, but this was the same body that they used for the Venom. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then they updated it as time went on. So Omega Red was the base for that, and then of course they've changed it. You can go back and watch my Gamerverse Venom video if you want to see how different the articulation is. But War Machine articulation, head comes forward, not too much, back, not too much. There is a separate neck piece. I think that is different. No, is that the same? That's different. So the whole torso is different for this War Machine as far as I'm concerned, but we do get some more movement there with the head and neck being separate. So you can go side to side. This is articulated. You have to put it on, but that can get up out of the way. Shoulders come up about 90 degrees, so the shoulder pad isn't too bad in the way. We do get a shoulder cut, bicep cut, pinless double arms, which the old War Machine has the same arms, so those are pinless. What are you doing, Omega Red? Torso, forward, not too far, back, way further. We get a waist cut, legs come forward to the side, not really back. We do get butt kicking action. I wish they'd updated these legs. They probably would have gotten the colors right if they did. Thigh cuts, no boot cut, rockers. Once again, feels very nice. A nice upgrade as far as the look. They did a lot of it, but they didn't finish it. But he's still a fun figure. I like both of these guys a lot. For the accessories, they don't come with too many. War Machine does come with this effect piece though that is painted nicely, clear plastic, and it literally just ports right into the end right there. So there is a blast for your War Machine. Looks pretty good, very easy. Then he also comes with a rocket, and like I don't think there's a place to port this onto his suit in any way or has like a purpose for it, but there is a porthole so that you can put one of those articulated stands and use that. So I think what it's supposed to be is maybe like he's shooting it out like that and then use the stand to put it. However, I'll figure that out in photography. By the way, make sure y'all stick around by the end of the video for my photos, because I feel like I've gotten better and I enjoy doing them. So if you want to look at them, please watch the whole video. Those are at the end. Also smash like. I never asked that in the middle of the video, but I'm asking right now. Smash the like button. Then we get 2 repulsor hands, and he has no repulsor blast, so it's a little silly. And these are the old ones that don't have articulation. They're just a solid peg. So those are like probably never going to go on him. Maybe for a couple shots for photography. But yeah, that's War Machine's accessories. And then Omega Red, of course, he has his tentacles, the long ones, which they're not bendy. They didn't update that. They're just pre-posed. I'm sure you could heat them up and change them around a little bit if you want to, but I wouldn't because they're coiled and all that stuff. So you can have him doing those. And then you can also take them off and have them like they're shooting underground. And then you have the shorter ones, or you can just swap them out if you don't want the long ones getting all the way. He was causing havoc. Like he grabbed the signpost, he grabbed the fire hydrant with his wires. I was like, bro, chill out. And then he also comes with a set of fists, and that's really it. At the detail on the head sculpt, because it is a very nice head sculpt. They did paint the Omega symbol on his forehead as opposed to the older one. We got some nice photoreal printing going on there. And then War Machine, I really like the shape of the mouth. I don't know if it's the same head sculpt. It may be. It has the same head sculpt, but those colors they make the sculpt work pop, and I really like it. So there's just a quick closer look at them. But yeah, on to comparisons. I'll do these first ones separately so you can see the differences, but like I said, new head sculpt on the Game Reverse on the left, new shoulder pads and chest overlay, the belt, all that stuff is new. We've got new knee guards on him, and then we've got the pinless updated arms and just a better paint job overall. This Omega Red is the old single release, not the Wolverine 5-pack one or whichever pack he came with. But yeah, this is the original release Omega Red, and then this is the updated one on the left. And of course, the one on the left looks better. It's newer. It's got more bells and whistles. And then here on the left, we've got the newer Game Reverse War Machine, and then the older deluxe release on the right. Like I said, the whole upper torso is different. The legs are the same. The head sculpt is the same, and the hands are the same. But other than that, they're pretty different. And arms are also reused. But the one on the right has 2 sockets on his shoulders for weapons. The Game Reverse one only has the one for the cannon. The sculpt is more bulky on the Game Reverse one. So there's quite a few differences as far as the sculpt on the upper half. And I do prefer the Game Reverse one. It's a very nice feeling figure. It's a very nice looking figure. Not that the deluxe is bad in any way, but I just kind of prefer the newer one. Here they are with Game Reverse Wolverine and Iron Man. Obviously Wolverine is the shortest, although he is too big. That's the only problem with this Wolverine. And the Iron Man is the suit that you actually wear while you're fighting as War Machine. So that has already been released. They'll probably pick that up at some point. But I do like the way that this other War Machine looks compared to him. I would prefer to like have had the game go with this look for him, because then they wouldn't be just kind of a repaint and a palette swap. But either way, here's these 4 together. Here they are with Guile and Captain America, Cammy and Psylocke, and then lastly with Bison and Venom. So with all that being said, y'all, I hope you liked this video. I will say that these figures are totally worth it, because they're totally worth it to me. I rounded up the Game Reverse line. I get more figures to put on that shelf for the Marvel vs. Capcom, which I love to death. One of my favorite shelves. Now I got to rearrange the whole thing again. Sigh. But these 2 figures are great updates. Not as many accessories as I would like, but that seems to be the case with all these 2 packs. But regardless, nice updates, nice figures. I really like them. And if you like this video, smash like, hit subscribe. We probably already have blown past 4K at this point when I'm recording this, so thank you very much for that. And congrats to whoever won the Mafex giveaway for Spider-Man. I'll probably find that out here today after I finish filming this. We will see. But regardless, thank you everyone. If you want to go a step further and become a channel member, it's only 99 cents. You get early reviews, other goodies. So yeah, comment, let me know what you think as well, how your day is going. Just say hey, do all that stuff, keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. If you're protesting, my God, please be safe. They just be doing anything out here. I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.
Capcom presents
Ready?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Return to
Found a mythical Walmart end cap.
Ah, Morty, you're still watching this crap, isn't this? To review figures and toys and stuff, aren't you a little old for toys? Ah, jeez, Rick, you know, I don't think you should call her a bitch, and I kinda like her videos, so maybe you should shut the up. Q, Morty. Q.